Today, we're taking a look at a build around healing your teammates by hurting enemies, and this is due to the altruistic legendary bonus. Warden's Prime also gives 50% more ammo to the turret, which is what we're gonna use, because the turret, when you're near it, you get more DR, you get 10% more DR, but also not only us, but our teammates get the DR if we're near the turret. So we're going to need a lot of lifesteal. So of course we're using the Profane Heart to get some passive 3% lifesteal. We're using Siphoner and Leech, which are the usual suspects for this kind of build. We're also using Mortal Coil, which is a new ring that gives us damage with lifesteal. The more lifesteal we have, the more damage we have. In order to keep that shield up, we're gonna need Warden, which is the new class from the last DLC, which gives us a regenerating shield that doesn't really go away over time. It's there till your damage. It's pretty great. We're running Bloodless King's Vow to get lifesteal on our ranged damage, which is gonna be our main source of damage in this build. And we're using the difference engine as Amulet, which is very interesting. As long as we have shields, we get a lot of lifesteal. It's 4.5%. Also 20% more all damage. Works for everything, it's all damage. Using a relic as well let us have infinite ammo for the turret and the drone for a period of time. So we're gonna run a bit of Glutton here, so we're gonna speed up that use speed of relics, because this is actually gonna be clutch when we're low HP and we gotta help our teammates as well, etc, etc. As a primer weapon, we're gonna run the Nightfall, which is the center of the build. When you activate Dreadwalker, its mod, you get 10% more lifesteal, which is massive. And it's gonna compute for our healing to our teammates, our 50% healing. I'm using Momentum as a mutator just for damage, but you can use Insulator if you want, which gives shields just by using the gun, and also crit damage, which is actually very good. But it's personal preference. If you feel you need more health, go for Insulator, else go for Momentum for more damage. Insight is especially helpful in this build because it lets us regen mod energy while we use Nightfall's mod. Like, it works while it's doing its thing. It's actually very useful. To further increase the uptime on the turret and the drone, we're gonna use the Ring of Ordnance to keep that regenerating ammo for them. And also, as a pair, we're gonna be using the Generating Ban, so every time we get a shield, we get a lot of regen. It's a lot, 3% of max HP is quite a lot. The thing is, due to the Warden's Prime perk, we're actually getting health if we use the Profane Heart normally, just as a regular relic, a healing relic. Why? Because the Prime perk gives you shields, right? 30% more or less shields when you use a relic, and that activates Generating Ban. Plus you're getting the 50% better lifesteal efficacy. As our melee weapon, we're gonna use Wrathbringer because its mod gives more damage the more we take, and we're pretty tanky. Not only that, but we're using it with Shield Strike. We're gonna have tons of shields, so we're gonna get a lot of damage. And we're also getting more shields as we hit things, so we're activating Generating Ban if things are going south. So we're regenerating health as we smack things, and we're getting shields, and we're dealing more damage. So we're gonna use Spirit and Chakra alongside Insight to have more uptime on the mod for Nightfall, because we're gonna be using it a lot and it's very important for the build. Preservation is also pretty important because it extends the duration of shields, and we're gonna be using shields a lot. Of course, I've already mentioned Leech and Siphoner. Glutton is actually helpful, and Flashcaster, it's worth putting some there because putting down the turret takes a bit of time. I can feel a bit obnoxious if we don't have it. For our handgun slot, we're using the Repair tool because it actually gives ammo to the drone and the turret. It gives them health, gives health to your teammates should you need it, although you just can heal by shooting things, but you know, when there's downtime. We're also using Shielding Shot. Why? Because Shielding Shot is gonna activate our Generating Ban if we're in a bit of a pickle, but it's also gonna heal teammates or our turret. Actually, it works with the turret. You can give a shield to your turret, so it's very useful to have there just in a panic scenario. Its mod is 1000 cats just for damage, and the repair tool is actually a pretty decent handgun by itself. Nightfall requires precision, etc, etc, so having a spammy handgun is a good pair in general, just as a weapon. As our Prism, I'm just using a generic DPS slash tanky Prism. There's no need for much more. If you can slot some mod power generation or moderation for Nightfall, that's great, but whatever you have, it's gonna be fine. But if you're interested in a build that's more DPS-y, based around never reloading, or almost never reloading to be fair, your guns, here's another video I made the other day. And if you like this one, this is YouTube, you know what to do.